Hi students, and welcome to week 5 in your online general psychology course. Hard to believe that you're already a quarter way through the semester. We're moving right along here. So after spending the last 2 weeks in chapter 2, this week we're moving on to chapter 3, which is the biological foundations of behavior. This chapter will teach you about parts of the brain, the nervous system, we'll break down the neuron, and then we will look at some of the aspects of brain plasticity and head trauma, etc. So very interesting chapter, especially if you are a science major or nursing major or interested in anatomy and physiology. So let's take a look at this week's module. As always, you have your PowerPoint slides. I have a micro lecture in here this week over the neurons. So if you need a little bit more explanation after reading the chapter and looking at the PowerPoint, you can certainly tune into this 15-minute or less video on the neuron. And then this week for assignments, I'm going to come back to this assignment here, but you have 2 Connect assignments, one over navigating the brain, the other over Alzheimer's disease, and then your chapter 3 quiz. So 2 Connect assignments and a chapter 3 quiz. And so those live in Connect. The other assignment for this week is a writing assignment. It's also a student learning outcome. And let's click on that and see what this assignment is about. So you really are just writing 2 paragraphs. You're going to need to do some research. So you want to make sure that you, in APA format, which we've been working on, that you cite your sources. And remember some of the major things that I've been seeing that I just want to point out here as you're learning APA is if you have multiple references, make sure you put them in alphabetical order by the author's last name. Make sure that you're looking up how to fully reference in APA format. Just providing the URL is not complete APA format. And also make sure that you are titling them. If you are titling them, references and not works cited. Works cited is an MLA style format. In APA, we refer to the list of references as references. So just a little APA tips there. So what you're going to do is choose one perspective so you can see the the perspectives here in bold print. Just choose one of them and then give me an outline of what that is. So, paragraph number 1 is tell me a little bit about the perspective that you chose, which can include their basic beliefs, assumptions, and approaches of the perspective. And then secondly, I want you to tell me the name of one famous psychologist that is associated with that perspective that you chose. So if I'm choosing, let's do psychodynamic because that's the most obvious. If I'm doing psychodynamic theory, while there's others that you can choose, probably the most famous psychoanalyst was Sigmund Freud. So you talk about Sigmund Freud and what was his contribution to the field of the psychodynamic theory. Okay, so that's paragraph 1. It doesn't answer the questions. That's as long as it needs to be. Don't overcomplicate it for your own sanity. Just really kind of stick to answering those questions. Of course, it can be as long as you want it to, but there's not a minimum here. I'm really looking at 2 paragraphs. The second paragraph is where you have an in-depth look at that one of those paradigms or perspectives. And paragraph number 2 is how would that perspective treat depression? So obviously, if you're coming from the lens of, let's say, biological in comparison to psychodynamic, they're going to treat depression very differently. So just for the one perspective that you chose, that you wrote about in paragraph number 1, tell me in paragraph number 2 how that perspective would treat depression. Then share your references and make sure you're paying attention to that APA format. And that's it. So don't let this assignment scare you. It's not long. It's not a ton of research. We're really kind of hitting the point here on this student learning outcome, which you can see up here above what that student learning outcome is, and get that submitted to me. So 2 Connect assignments, a quiz, and then this writing assignment over one perspective that we just talked about. Okay, so 4 total assignments for this week. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week. Take care, everyone.